I am Tarot Oracle, and this is my review of the Fellowship of the Fool Tarot deck. So it does not come in a box. It comes in what looks like a homemade shrink wrap machine, and it has all these cards. So here's the cards. Now it comes nicely wrapped in this cloth with a little happy ribbon. So kind of cool that it's all wrapped up almost like a little Christmas gift. So after you unwrap it, there's your tarot deck. So I guess you could well, not really, because it's going to leak out, but I don't know, if you like sealed it off or something. Anyway, it's not really a bag per se, so it's just a piece of cloth that it came in, but a nice touch overall. Now keep in mind, this took me about 23 days to get. So if you're ordering during the holidays or something where she's busy, this may take you a while to get. So you probably need to be patient. If you're ordering this and expect to get it in one day, it's not going to happen. So here's the little happy thing. Now let's take a look at the actual deck. This does not come with a little white book. It just comes with the deck. Now the deck itself is almost exactly the same size as a playing card. So it has a pretty good border around these, and unfortunately the border and the image size is inconsistent for trimming. So as you can see, the top here and the bottom here on these two cards and many cards are not consistent size for trimming, so you will need to just adjust. If you hate borders, then oh well, you need to adjust and just use the deck as is. Now, Fellowship of the Fool Tarot deck by, I guess, Helena Dominic is, I think it's just fantastic. Here's the back, a little too flowery for my man taste, but hey, you may like that. So here's types of cards that you get. The imagery on these is just absolutely amazing. Very, very cool, very well done. I like the imagery on almost all of these. So like you have the 7 of Staves, 8 of Staves. Everything is well drawn and very cool, nicely colored, very artistic, and very original in many cases. So you do have renamed cards like the Apprentice of Staves, the Journeyman of Staves, the Master of Staves, and the Adept of Staves. The good thing about this deck is every card is pretty much unique other than some of the very generic backgrounds. Some of these backgrounds are pretty much not really grass, it's just kind of grass color. Not really clouds, just kind of a cloud color. So I don't know if this is watercolor or pencil or whatever, but I do like this. I do like the deck. I like the interesting images that it comes with, and I'm very, very pleased with this deck. Very pleased with this deck. I really like the images. And look at the 6 of Swords. Just cool. I mean, all this stuff. Everything in here is just awesome. I really like this deck. So, highly, highly recommended from me. Again, you do not get a book, so if you're not familiar with Rider-Waite standard definitions, you probably want to pick up another book or go online and just look at it. If you're a fan of borderless, you're probably not going to like the fact that you can't trim these or whatever. And if you're a fan of really big cards, like this one here with a Mary L. Tarot, if you're a fan of big cards, this is not going to be big. This is going to be more pocket size that you can just break out at a tarot meetup or Starbucks or your friend's house or whatever and just lay on the table. A lot of these big cards are not really geared for taking around, you know. Mary L. Tarot, I'm a big fan of this one, but again, you're not going to break this out at Starbucks and do a reading, or you're not going to break this out at, you know, someone's home or something where they have a small table and do it. Maybe like a psychic fair or something, we have, you know, massive amount of table space or something like that, but I don't know. Just sometimes I'm not a fan of big cards, and I like a set of little cards. If you want little cards, these are definitely going to be it. I can't imagine you not being pleased with this. The colors, it's well drawn. Everything is just awesome. So I'm going to show you all the cards and keep them on screen all for just a few seconds so you can take a look. And if you want to pick this up, go below in the description and I'll give you the website where you can buy these. Again, it's Fellowship of the Fool, and I like this because of the pictures. I do realize it's a smaller deck, but I also have smaller decks that I've trimmed and such. I like the vibrant colors on this, and I like the images, and I like the reinterpretation of some of the classic things like The Magician and High Priestess, and some of the stuff is just well re-envisioned. So I like it overall. So let's take a look at the cards. Oh, real quick before we take a look at the cards, I just want to talk about the thinness of the deck overall. It's not going to be as thick as, for example, the Anna Kay Tarot, which has no lamination, but it's all paper, so it's rather thick. It's not going to be that thickness, nor is it going to be the thickness of the Marielle Tarot, which is a pretty thick and well laminated deck. It's not as thin as the Zerner Farber, but it is about equivalent to the Thoth. So if you have a Thoth deck and you're pretty familiar with that thinness and that amount of lamination, this is pretty much about the same. So it's pretty sturdy, and it's not going to be as bad as like the Russian Tarot, or it's not going to be as bad as the ZF, which was just so thin it's ridiculous in my opinion. But overall, it's a pretty sturdy card, and it's not bad. About like that. So here we go with the cards.